All right, y'all. Welcome to episode 2 of Road to World's Strongest Man. In this episode, we've got legs. Today is the accessory day for the leg day. So, today's two main lifts are dead stop deadlifts and squats and leg press. Today's working weight is probably going to be about 5 plates, full depth. That's what it was last time. But we'll see. I'm down this ghost real quick. But I tend to go very deep in this lift because the goal is to get as much out of the lift as possible, and not just in the stretch position is the most important. This is to help strengthen my legs for the squat and the deadlift. So I'm going to show you how I get it done. I have a relatively wider stance, shoulder width apart, and I go very deep. Try to get those knees on the outside of my stomach, and then I push back up. I'm doing 5 reps today. Yesterday's video was very long, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to cut out the warm-up sets, and I'm going to time-lapse the actual working sets. It's going to be 3 working sets of 5 reps. So I'll be back up with you when I hit my warm-ups. I'll be right back. All right, so I just finished the warm-ups. I got about 2 minutes before I actually hit my first working set. I'm doing 5 plates right now. Last time it was difficult, but not impossible. We'll see how hard it is today. If it's only moderately hard, then I'll add 5 or 10 pounds to each side. But I don't think I'll be able to. This is a good weight for me. It's gonna be a great lift. It's gonna be a great lift today. I can already feel it. Not really much that I have to say right now. Yesterday I went over why you can't separate strength and size from each other. But today I don't really know what to go over. Ooh, I could go over how to get stronger. My focus at this specific moment in this block is to focus on strength. So what does that mean? I'm focusing on the rep ranges below the 8s. So between 1 and 5 and 1 and 6 are the rep ranges that I'm focused on. Now I do focus on some 8 to 12s, but that really depends the lift. I'm focusing on absolute strength. So this is just an accessory for my squat, okay? But the lift is gonna be fun. The purpose of this is to build the strength in my quads without toasting my body, because tomorrow I'm starting the first day of week. So I did this for 2 weeks before I started filming. But it'll be the first day of week 3. Anyways, it's time to get the first set done. It was heavy. I'll say moderately. I'm gonna throw a 10 on each side, but that felt good. That was 5 plates. The apparatus itself is 167 pounds. So it's not like the heaviest apparatus, but does the job. I'm gonna grab some 5s to add to the bar. But this shit's pretty easy so far. This will be a second set. I'm gonna go when the clock says 5. But I am controlling the weight. I'm going relatively slow, not too slow. Just enough to like not, right? I'm controlling it down, but I'm forcing it up with as much as I can. It's good weight too. I'm blanking on what I was gonna say. There's very specific instances with strength versus size when maximizing them. Right now I'm in this stage where I'm maximizing my strength. And that goes lower rep ranges, faster powers, focused on your compounds, really working on destroying the weight with good form. And yes, you gotta focus on your form, because if you don't, you can get hurt. You can get really hurt lifting heavy loads if you do it with the wrong form. But it's safe if you do it with the right form. Anyways, time for my next set. Goal's 5 reps. Come on. Got one more rep. That was 4. Fuck. That shit was heavy, but I'm gonna go up. I'm gonna add a 10. Take the 5, put a 10 on. That'll be last working set. This shit is tough though, but it's good. It's good for what I'm going for. That away. Right now, the goal is the strength. When you're focused on strength, you want to focus on the heavier weights, heavier rep ranges. Now, the weight itself is going to differ from person to person based off their strength level. But the effort is not going to change. It needs to be high effort, close to failure, or to failure, within the 1 to 5 rep range. You can have 1 to 3s, 3 to 5s, 5s to 8s. Don't go above 8 reps. Really want to focus on driving as much force through the leg as possible. Yeah, that covers the rep ranges for strength. Low reps. How many sets? You don't need too many sets. I would say not more than 5 per muscle group. Per week. Well, not per week, but between. I would say not more than 10 per muscle group per week. 5 is a good setup, but you don't want to go more than 10 per muscle group per week, and you don't want to go less than 5. You want to focus on forcing the weight and exerting your body as much as possible, because the purpose of strength is to get neurologically adapted. If you're not going to failure, those neurons won't be adapted maximally, which means you won't be getting your maximum, what do I want to call it? Your maximum output, your maximum potential. You're limiting yourself. Now, you don't got to go to failure all the time because you don't want to gas yourself either. But you want to hit as hard as you can, getting close to or to failure. No less than 2 reps in reserve. But for a lot of beginners, I would recommend going to failure because you don't really know where that point is as a beginner. Anyways, it's time for me to hit my last set. The one before this was really hard, but I probably had like 2 reps left. Let's see what I can get. Come on. 2 more. One more. I had a couple more, I could feel it, but whew, felt that all in my face. All right, I'm gonna go over to deadlifts now. Alrighty, so now I'm on my pause deadlifts. Last time my working weight was 295, so we're gonna start with that. We'll go up from there. Total of 5 reps again. Oh, I didn't even see those are activated. Oh, it's only on that side too. Anyways, only 5 reps. We're doing pause. We're doing dead stops, so you gotta stop on the ground just to work my breaking off the ground skills. So that was 5. Add another plate. We'll see how much weight I end up doing today. I am gonna have to do 295 though, because that's what I hit last time. Anyways, that was 115. This would be 205. Can I take a plate? Go ahead. Thank you. This next warm up is 205. Anyways, I want to change what I said earlier about the rep range. Not rep range, the sets. I actually do 12, so I wouldn't go more than 12. I don't know why I said only 10, but I wouldn't go more than 12. And that's 6 sets in total for each muscle group, each if you have two exercises for each muscle group, you only do 3 sets on each muscle group. If you have 3 exercises, only do 2 sets. Anyways. All right, so now I gotta grab one more plate for each side. All right, so I've got 295 on a bar now. I'm gonna give it about 2 minutes from now. So when my clock says 7, no 6, wait, no 7, no, I can't add, it's 6. When my clock says 6, that'd be the first working set with 295. Again, 5 reps. So I fixed what I said earlier about the sets. You want between 4 and 12 sets. I wouldn't go more than 12 sets, but I wouldn't go less than 4. 4 is really going under. That's 2 sets per exercise per muscle group. If you have more than 1 exercise. If you have 2, it's only 2 sets. If you have 3, it's one of them is going to have 2 and one of them is going to have 1. But this is a pretty good set. This is a pretty good workout so far. I'm enjoying it. Hope you guys are too. There's another thing I gotta talk about. That's frequencies. You wanna try and hit each muscle group 2 to 4 times a week when strength training, because touches to the exercise is very important. Touches, touches, and touches. You wanna really critique and fix your form on a lot of these lifts. But yeah. Oh, what's this say? If it says 6, then I gotta hit almost 20 seconds. We'll get ready. It's under 300 pounds, so I'm gonna keep the belt off. Work on bracing. I'm gonna put my straps on though, because my grip sucks. If I can do this fairly easy, I'll go up by about 10 pounds each side. If it's moderately hard, 5 pounds each side. If it's almost impossible, keep it the same weight. All right, first set. Oof. Loop this around. Tight. There we go. That was light. Probably had like 10. Throw on a. I'll throw on a 10 at each side. I don't think I'm gonna need a belt. Got 2 minutes before my next set. So when my clock says 12. It's a pretty good lift so far though. So on my deadlifts, my weak point is breaking it off the ground. So the focus is to work on breaking off the ground every time. Instead of doing touch and go, utilizing the bounce. My goal is to do dead stop, utilizing muscular force instead of elasticity, in order to focus that point on my weak point. The deadlift is one of my weakest. I'm working on getting it back to 405 where I had it before my injury. I haven't gotten there yet, but I think I'll be there and then some by the end of this block. I think I'll probably be at like 415 or 420. We'll see. But I'm for sure going to be at 405. Or at least I hope so. This is a good lift though. Anyways, I'm gonna check the time real quick. All right, almost time. Whew. I know I said 12. It's really 11 because it's really 10 minutes and 30 seconds into this clip that I have to do it. Have to do my next set. But like I was saying with the frequencies, frequency is key. If you're not getting enough touches to the lift, you're not going to improve at the lift. If you're not working on the lift itself, you're not going to improve the actual lift. You need to push through, do as many touches to the lift as possible. It's almost time for me to start. So this next set is 315 pounds. Not too heavy. All right, yep, it's time to get my next set in. All right, this is gonna be tough. I have to make sure I keep my back stiff as a board, so I don't loosen up or on my lower spine, because I'm not putting a belt on for this one. It's lighter weight for me. But that doesn't mean I gotta be any less careful. Two more. right, that was really hard. I'm going to, but I think I had a couple more reps in me. So I'm gonna add a 5 to each side. For my last set. Shit. Two minutes from now, so what time is it? All right, so at 15 on that clock, I'm gonna go again. Woo! This is gonna be 325. Again, not too heavy. My lower back does feel toast, so I am gonna put a belt on. Not because stability is off, but because I don't wanna risk my spine curving under the load. My lower spine, that is, upper spine, that's okay. But your lower back doesn't want to curve at all. Very minimal. We touched a little bit on rep ranges, on sets, and on frequency. The next thing we want to do is touch on effort. What kind of effort are we looking for? Low, medium / moderate, or high / intense effort. Your effort needs to be as close to or to failure as possible, without failing at the form, because the form is most important in any lift when it comes to strength, because you don't want to injure yourself. So whatever it is, the lift that you're doing, you want to focus on high intensity effort, going to you can't do no more, or close to. Like I said earlier, if you're a beginner, go to failure, focusing on form. As soon as your form gets wacky, stop. If you're a little bit more intermediate, you can still go to failure. Form failure, where you can't lift anymore using the correct form, especially on your compound movements. And in advance, you can do between intermediate and advanced, you can do 2 reps in reserve. Just focus on intensities that don't really harm your max days. You want to have about medium intensity before your max days, because you don't want to burn out on those days. Anyways, it's time for my last set. But you really want to have the highest intensities that you can handle. You want to give full effort, or close to full effort, every time you come into the gym. I don't want any less. Effort is really key, because without high intensity effort, without high efforts, you'll never get that neurological adaptation that's necessary for building strength. Now, I don't know if I can get 5, but I'm going to go for it. Come on, Josh, 2 more. Come on, come on, come on, come on, come on. 3, 2, 1. Last rep. 3, 2, 1. All right, that's done. I'm gonna go to calf raise machine, hit a little calves. After that, if I have time, I'm gonna go on a leg extension and leg curls. But my calves feel neglected right now, so I'm gonna go hit those. Be back with you when I get there. All right, so that exercise is done. Now I'm gonna hop on my calves. The reason I have the camera so low is to show you what my feet are doing. Because when you have the camera higher, you can't really see it because it's not that much of a range of motion. Yeah, that's gonna be too high. I'm put on 6. There you go. All right, so I'm gonna warm up first with lightweight, very lightweight. And really deep. Hold it for a sec. Boom, up. This is between 8 and 12 reps. I'm gonna try and really get that absolute control. So 3 seconds down, 2 second hold in the bottom, up. 3 seconds down, 2 seconds hold, up. 3 seconds down, 2 second hold, up. With as heavy load as I possibly can handle. Now I'm gonna do 80 pounds. Relatively light, but really focusing on that form. Because when I go heavier, my ankle gets a lot of pressure in it, and I don't really like that. It actually hurts. It feels like something's up with it when I'm trying to go heavy weight. So instead I'm gonna do control on this exercise. Anyways, 1, 2, up. That's 1. 1, 2, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, that didn't change at all. 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. With that shit, I already feel the burn, and that wasn't even close to failure. That's a little bit of a better view of my feet in this lift. So I'm gonna go up to 120. So I can do this full stack for multiple reps. I'm gonna work on actually I'll go to 220. No, I can do the full stack for multiple lifts, multiple reps. It kind of hurts my ankle. So I'm gonna play it smart, keep it at about half, and really focus on range of motion and tempo. 1, 2, 1, 2. I'm gonna go a little heavier. I'm gonna go up to 260 because that did feel a little easy. But felt good. I got 2 more sets. When this clock says 3, I'll hit my next set. But there's a few things I really want to hammer to y'all, and I already hammered a couple of them. I hammered the reps, sets, frequency, and effort. But now I want to hammer exercise selection. Everybody needs to pick the right exercises for them. You want to focus. So first, take your 5 core lifts. Everybody should have the same 5 core lifts, and that's the deadlift, the squats, the weighted dips, the overhead press, and the bench press, and the weighted pull-ups. From there, you should learn the movement to figure out where you're weakest at. And you need to pick exercises that help that weakness point. For instance, the first lift I listed off was the deadlift. Deadlift is your core lift, but there's 2 lifts that you can do. There's actually more than 2. There's a couple lifts you can do for the weak points. Most people are good in the middle, but weak either in lockout or the bottom. If you're weak at the bottom, do a lot of dead stop deadlifts. That's what I call them. Dead stop deadlifts are where you go from you perform a deadlift, but at the end of each rep, when you're back at the ground, you completely stop the movement. But that's not the set done. You disengage, and then you engage immediately again and pull. So your body has to be forced to break it off the ground instead of using the elasticity. Anyways, I got in my next set, and I'll continue explaining after. You can't see my feet. No, you can. Alright, so we're using 260 in this set. Hold it at the bottom. 1, 2, up. 2, 3. 4. Alright, that's 12. That was tough. And then with that weight, my ankle did feel the pressure that I did not want it to feel, so I'm going to keep it the same way. I'm not going heavier. Keep same technique. Anyways, we're back to exercise selection. I explained why everybody should have the same 5 core lifts. And I explained how everybody should have. Now, these exercises are going to be different amongst people that have different weak points, but everybody should have some kind of accessories. For the deadlift, I have 2 accessory. Actually, I'll say 3. I have 3 accessory movements for the deadlift. 1 is the dead stop deadlift, which I explained already. 2 is the Romanian deadlift to work the middle portion. And 3 is a rack pull to work the lockout. Now, a lot of strongmen don't like the rack pull, but I do. I haven't used it for a little while because my weak point isn't my lockout. Right now, my weak point is breaking the ground. So that's why I'm really emphasizing pause deadlifts. A lot of people's weak points are different. I use those 3 exercises. For the squat, a lot of people's weak point is in the bottom. So for that, I would pick pump squats, or partial squats in the bottom. Long length and partial squats. Really work in the bottom range of motion. If you get stuck in this middle, which most people don't, but if you get stuck in the middle, then I'll work something like the leg press or a full range squat. Now, nobody gets stuck at the top, so I'm not even going to throw in an exercise for that portion. Most people get stuck in the bottom. For the third lift in our core lifts was the weighted dips. Now, there's 3 points where you can get stuck here. When I'm failing, I get stuck. I got 30 seconds left. Anyways, when I'm failing, I get stuck at the lockout. So that's what I work on. That's why I'm working on the JM press in my push days, or my chest and tries day. And so I'm working JM presses. A lot of people get stuck at the bottom, which is the full stretch position. I don't, because I got a strong full stretch because I used to work a lot of overhead tricep extensions. So if you're getting stuck in the full stretch, that's what I would work on. And then people get stuck in the middle point between the lockout. And the stretch position. For that one, I'd work tricep push downs. Anyways, I gotta get my next set. It's the last set. It is on that one. Alright, I think that might be me done. That's me done with this lift. You know what? Fuck it. I'm gonna go over to the leg extensions. Work on some one-legged shit. This one I'm gonna have you guys sit a little bit higher. I'm gonna cut down the weight. Just to make sure that you guys can see me in the full extension. I do these one-legged. Okay. So I do these in the 8 to 12 range with one leg. Straightforward. It still hurts. It's pretty straightforward. Anyways, I was explaining accessory movements to y'all. I explained the deadlift accessory movements, the squat accessory movements, and the weighted dip accessory movements. The next accessory movements are going to be for the overhead press. Overhead press has a couple of them. So a lot of people get stuck in the bottom position. In the bottom position where the side delts are really getting hammered. So I do a lot of lateral work. But it's also where the upper chest is getting stuck. So I do some upper chest flies. Which is what I've already done. Now, there are people that get stuck in the middle position. That one is a pretty stressful spot to work. Most people, once they're strong enough in the top, in the bottom position, they can do the rock and get off their chest. That's most people. That's not everybody. for the people that can't do that, I would recommend doing lighter weight, pausing at the bottom, from the bottom to get through the middle. It's getting out low. So I'd take a lighter weight on your overhead press, pause it at the bottom, push as hard as you can. We're not getting out low. Now the lockout, same stuff for the lockout as there is for the weight dips lockout. Because that involves mainly triceps. So I don't have to add anything on that. So for the next lift, we have for accessory movements is the bench press. A lot of people lack the control on that. So to work on that one, I would do I think it's called the Lawrence press, where you have your feet off the ground, where you're forced to control it. Or long tempos, where you're directly forced to control it. Now, if your issue isn't controlling it down, but breaking it off your chest, like me, I have that same issue. Do a lot of pausing. If your issue is the middle portion, do a lot of pin pressing. And if your issue is the lockout, most people that's because of the triceps. Just make sure you keep increasing. It's the same stuff for the lockout on bench as it is for weighted dips and overhead press. And the last lift is the weighted pull-ups. Most people get stuck in the bottom position. Whereas when you stretch, chill and pull. 2. Oh. Ah. Excellent. So for that, I would recommend doing a lot of pulling from that bottom, from the stretch position. So when you're doing the lateral on your weighted pull-ups, make sure it's going all the way down, let your shoulders get taken up. But if your issue isn't the stretch position, but the middle position, you want to really focus on powering through it. So once you're at the top, pause, tension on your lats, pull it straight down. As hard as you can. Now, another one that a lot of people struggle with is the position. Most people don't. Most people, once they get through the middle and the bottom, they can get it to the chin. But if they can't, it's still straightforward. But do a lot of holds at the top position. Now, if it's your grip that's causing you issues, you need to do a lot of grip work. That's good. That's it for exercise selection. I'll go with weight because this weight is kind of easy for me. I'll go to 150. Warm-ups are done. Once this clock says 16, I'll hit my first working set. I'm only going to do 3 sets on this. It's going pretty good so far. I talked about the rep ranges, sets, frequency, intensity, and exercise selection. Next thing I'll talk about is recovery. Most people's recovery absolutely sucks. Just like mine is bad. That's because I don't get enough sleep. I don't go to bed at the right time. I sleep all throughout the day. Our circadian rhythm is all off. but you want to get 8 hours of sleep. You want to try to go to sleep at 4:12. Or not happening. Sleep is very important. Between 7 and 9 hours of sleep is optimal. Each person's different, so you gotta figure out what it is. Ask your doctor, take some sleep tests, figure it out. Figure out what you need. Because a lot of people are different in what they need for sleep. And you want to make sure you have high quality sleep. Alright, first set. 3, 2, 1. Ugh. That was good, but not quite failure. The bottom part was hardest. That was a good 12. One. That shit's heavy though. But recovery is very important for everybody. Another thing, if you feel sore in workout or still gassed from the last workout, don't go and do that workout. That means your system's not recovered. For me, I don't feel that, so I don't really worry about that. And a lot of people do. So they need to make sure that they still don't feel like that before the next lift. The next thing a lot of people need to focus on is their exercises. Not their exercise, I already said that, but the recovery stance, their diet. Diet is key. I have a terrible diet. I need to work on my diet. So I don't really have much room to talk on this. So I would look up a bunch of nutritionists for the diet. Until I don't feel comfortable perfecting other people's diets until I do mine. So I'm not going to. Because I think I'd be pretty hypocritical if I would not fix my diet first. I know what to do, but I need to implement it first. And the last thing, a lot of people get really tight after the workout. So I do stretching after, not before the workout unless you're doing dynamic stretching, but after the workout. I don't stretch when I'm a tight ass person. You want to stretch to make sure that you're not stuck. You're not overtaken by a stretch. Yeah, I gotta get my next set. I'm only doing 3 sets on this. I decided not to do the hamstring curl. I don't feel like I need it. My hamstrings feel good. So do my quads, but I'll look at the quads. This is 170 with 1 minute. Hopefully I can get 12, but it's the 8 to 12 range. 3, 2, 1. Oh. Alright, that shit felt good. Gotta hit this leg now. Oh, burnt. There we go. I think this is gonna be my weight for the day. And no, I'll go up by probably 20 pounds. Yeah, I'll have to take that range. 3, 2, 1. Oh. Oh. Alrighty, that was heavy, but I'm up to 190. I'll go up to 200. I'll do 200. 200. Dude, my quads are sore. Well, not really sore, but they're feeling it. Feels good. This last set, I'm not getting 12. I think I'm gonna get more than 8. But I'm not getting 12. We'll see what I can hit. Feels good though. Yeah, stretching. Just stretch your fascia. You want to do static stretching at the end. If you do any stretching before a workout, do dynamic stretching where you're moving through the stretch. Static stretching relaxes the muscle, whereas dynamic stretching keeps the muscle awake while loosening the fascia. You want to loosen the fascia, which is that covering, which is that solid, tight covering around your muscle. But you don't want the muscle to relax because that can cause injuries. But other than that, that's about recovery. Feel tight or swollen. Then ice. But for the most part, you don't want to ice because that limits mass building and strength building. Because it takes away swelling around the muscle itself. The swelling of the blood around the muscle is what makes the muscle heal and grow. Now, if you feel like you're injured, yeah, ice. If you feel like you pulled something, don't ice it, but take it easy for the next workout you do. If it still feels pulled, if it doesn't feel pulled anymore, don't gotta worry about it. But you don't want to overdo it. But you don't want to ice too much. Ice when you feel that an injury is coming on or there's an injury. But if not, if it's just muscle soreness and tightness, don't ice. So ice does take away from growth. It takes the blood away from the muscle itself. Alright, this shit's gonna be heavy. This last exercise is the last set of the exercise. And then I'm gonna end the video and see you guys at home. 3, 2, 1. And oh shit! Fuck, that's irritating. Yeah, no, I don't know what that would be. I'm gonna lower it down to 180. Oh, we're going back down to 170. Start my soul. It's not going to push. 170. That was a good workout. I'm not doing that set. I can't get the weight to move. I'm risking injuries. So that's done. I'm gonna stop the video. I'll see y'all at home. I forgot to make the video last night, the last clip. But it was a great workout yesterday. Really intense, and I enjoyed it. I enjoyed it a lot. There were 5 key components that I'm put all together that I said yesterday, but it was sporadic throughout the video. The first point was your rep range. For strength, you want lower rep ranges, 8 or below, not past 8. For strength, you also want to have a decent amount of touches per week. So frequency, have high amounts of frequency. I want to have more than
12 sets per week, per muscle group, just to make sure that your CNS can recover. That was 3 points. The fourth point was on recovery. You want to make sure you get at least 7 hours of sleep. Try to go to bed before midnight. Last night, I really did not go to bed. I ended up getting my 7 hours of sleep, but I ended up falling asleep at 7 in the morning and woke up at 2. So, you really don't want to do that. And let's see, what did I touch on? I did reps, sets, frequency, recovery. Oh, intensity. You want to have as high intensity as your body can handle. As high intensity as your body can handle. Because if you don't, you won't have that neurological adaptations. But yeah, that's it for today's video. I hope you guys enjoyed it. If you are new here, hop on that gain train, hit that subscribe button, and ring that post notification bell. If you liked the video, smash that like button and share it to other people. Help me grow. And yeah, thanks for watching. Peace.